Hi, I'm Tony Bové. Welcome to episode 6 of Art V. On this program, we'll talk to one of the owners of the Stockroom Gallery, Magali Gentric. We'll also chat with the visual arts manager at Gasworks, Tracey McIrvine. The Stockroom Gallery is located in Kyneton. Originally an 1850s butter factory, Stockroom is committed to supporting a mix of artists, be it local, national or international, and a space where enthusiasts and collectors can buy affordable art by established artists and rising stars. We have Magali Gentric with us now. Hi Magali, how are you? Thanks for joining us.
Yes, I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. We've been asking everyone to retrace their steps a little bit and go back to early 2020. So January, February, last summer perhaps, how was the Stockroom, your business, trading?
Look, it was work as usual. We had the people coming to our openings, and no one was really affected by what was happening outside Australia. We didn't know that it was going to hit us, obviously. Yes, it's just, the start of the year, February is always a little bit sluggish because people, school are going back, but it's like that every year. So we're not very worried about anything at all at this stage.
Well, effectively March or April, but really looking to see what changes took effect with the restrictions being put in place, and if changes or anything new did you have to implement into the business strategy to move through at the beginning of the COVID restrictions?
Well, it was a bit a feeling of a loss, really. I think we all felt that way, where we didn't know what to do with ourselves, like the routine, and I didn't know what to do. I felt really lost for a couple of weeks, and then I started to actually implement other ideas how to actually run the gallery. I was open on appointment and very limited people coming in at any one time, and with obviously using sanitizer, etc. So we had to go a bit more online. I had to actually face the technology and actually learn again to Instagram and Facebook and try to actually use these platforms a little bit more. I didn't like it very much because it's not me. Yeah. I much prefer interacting with the person day to day, like one-on-one, and then showing them the space around. So just had to actually just change the way I was running the business, really.
But effectively, so many businesses have, I think, utilised this time. In a way, it could be the only bonus or plus of having all the restrictions and trade stopped, if that's possible. But the social media aspect, everybody is having to learn the new technologies in order to promote themselves. It's a valuable part of the marketing of the business, but all of a sudden, it's the only avenue.
Yes, especially that. Prior to that, I didn't really have the time to use all this because I had people coming in every day. I just didn't have, especially with as you know, internet in central Victoria or outside Melbourne is a little bit. It's not very reliable. So then as much as and. Also I was on my own all of a sudden, and I had the children having to come here in Stockroom to do the online learning at the same time. So it was a bit of a juggling. And as I say, for a couple of weeks, we just didn't know. We had to find our feet again, especially with the children.
If Stockroom you do support emerging artists, don't you? With the McFarlane Fund, in association with them, you run a program, which sounded really interesting.
Yes, with Stockroom, we run a program with the McFarlane Fund, but we had to put that on hold also. So this year hasn't been happening. What we do is we go to all the different universities with Melissa McFarlane and her mother, and we choose a few emerging artists and give them a show here, usually in November. So three to four different artists that we choose, During the year, they actually have a free residency, a 3-month residency, and I used to be in Kyneton,
Right.
above a cabinet, which was Melissa McFarlane's business. Unfortunately, as I say, everything had to be been put on hold this time around because we don't have the facilities anymore.
Sure.
So
Will come back online or be back in effect once restrictions you're back up and running?
It's online. It's a bit more difficult because obviously, with art, you want to have people to interact
Sure.
and come to the opening, at least interact with the work. We haven't actually worked out what we're going to do this year around, but we hope that everything's going to be like kind of a normality. I mean, we know that we won't be able to have big openings again, but we do hope that everything is going to be back and we can offer a place for them to actually come up and spend time here in Kyneton and produce a body of work that we can present here in Kyneton.
Hopefully, emerging artists will be able to come and stay, do the 3-month residency and finish off with, they get their own art exhibition at the end of it, don't they?
That's right. So it will be a curated art exhibition where we combine the 4 artists together and display the work in one of our galleries here. Yes.
Oh, that sounds nice. Nice way to finish.
Yes. Well, it won't be happening this year, unfortunately. Everything had to be put to next year.
Sure.
But it will happen at some stage, yes.
Okay. Well, still, there's a whole lot of artists that come through that you represent there to make available affordable art for lots of people. The Stockroom is the largest open space gallery in regional Victoria, is that correct?
I think it still is at this stage, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. And so let's look forward. I know it's a little bit up in the air, but hopefully, let's say in December, people are allowed to drive in their car and go to the country and go to wineries and art galleries, etc. Have you got anything tentatively planned to tempt us for summer?
Well, yes, we do. I mean, as I said, everything had to be pushed back, but I'm very hopeful for December as well. We've got 4 artists on board for this month, and one of our artists, Cameron Robbins, a very well established artist in Australia, had the show at Mona a few years ago.
Okay.
Yes, so he's going to have a show in December. It's going to start in December.
Great.
So hopefully, that will happen again. We're not going to have an opening, but we do hope to have Melbourne people coming through and enjoy what it has to present.
Great. Well, let's hope that day comes soon. Where can people find you on the social media, basic tags?
Yes, so we Stockroom Kyneton mainly on Instagram. So Stockroom Kyneton on Instagram and Facebook. And on the internet with stockroom.space. So Stockroom Kyneton, there's a few Stockroom around the world and around Australia. So Stockroom Kyneton.
Oh, thank you. Great. Well, thank you very much. Great to catch up with you, Magali. Look forward to maybe catching up in 2021. We'll see how we're all travelling there.
Yes, hopefully everything will be kind of back to normal. I don't think it will ever be the same. No. But yes, hopefully, the art will actually take off a little bit more than it is this year.
If one thing's different, probably we might appreciate a day going for a drive in the country a little bit more than we ever have before.
Yes, it's a very lovely town, so you should come, definitely. You should come and see us.
All right, we'll come for a visit. We'll bring the Art V team. Lovely. Yes. Good on you. Thanks so much for your time, Magali. Gasworks Arts Park is a thriving community arts centre with 15 studio artists in residence ranging from visual arts, sculptures, ceramics and jewellery. Originally, the location supplied gas to the community as far back as 1872, and in 1986 the site became a central hub for the arts community. Tracey McIrvine is the visual arts manager and she joins us now. Hi Tracey, how are you?
Hi Tony, I'm
Can you
good.
give us a little bit of an update? Can you give us a quick update how things are travelling at Gasworks at the moment? We're in October the 3rd or something, 2020?
We're actually travelling well, I must say. When everything started, we normally would be delivering 200 performances and 30 visual arts exhibitions per annum. So when it all started in March, we were about to be in full swing like everybody else. So as a team, we decided that you can either feel like the rug's pulled out from beneath you or you can try dancing on a shifting carpet. So that was our decision.
Sure. Now, the Gasworks was established back in 1986, so that's some 30-odd years ago, 34. So what's it like working in a place with such a great history?
Well, it was established as an arts and cultural venue then, but prior to that it was the supplier of all the gas for the city of Port Phillip for a long time. And so it's really amazing that the council in that day had the foresight to take 5 hectares of grass, or 5 hectares of land, 6 k's from the GPO of Melbourne, and dedicate it to arts and culture and community. So now we have 2 theatres, 3 galleries, access spaces, 16 resident artist workshops on site who are there permanently, and we've been doing that for over 30 years.
Wow. So we all know that there is restrictions put in place for just about everyone back in March or April, I think. So how have you overcome some of the, probably the obstacles presented by the restrictions?
Look, if you've been in the arts if you're an artist or you've been in the arts for any amount of time, resilience really is your middle name. It's a tough gig. People do it because they're passionate. So resilience is how we've approached this. So we had a 2-pronged attack. We decided we would be as outbound as we could and also focus inwardly on developing, re-examining the way we do things. So, for example, with the visual arts, we knew very quickly that we would have to transform our visual arts offerings online, and we had the space and breadth to do some good research. So we ended up way back in, I think it was June, we ended up finding this amazing app called Smartify. And it's the world's most downloaded app for museums to deliver art and culture. Well, Gasworks is the first Australian cultural centre to join this network, and it includes some of the world's most famous venues like the Met in New York, the British National Gallery and the Louvre. So we've been offering our online exhibitions since early July. And what I really am so thrilled about this is one of the first exhibitions that we went online with was an exhibition by a group called Couch Empire, and they're artists who live with chronic illness. So the artists themselves and the audience for art from people from the disability sector is hampered anyway with isolation and diminished mobility. So we saw this as a real opportunity to expand the offerings to not just local, but to go international, and it's been a great success.
Fantastic, that sounds great. What is planned for late October, I suppose, after the restrictions? Let's say it's the end of October to be safe, or October, November or summer?
Well, we're continuing to activate the 5 hectares of amazing garden and park that we have within our red brick walls. So in late November, we'll be doing an event called Paint Out, which is an on plein air painting event. So we're inviting professional painters, amateur painters, arty people, anybody who wants to give it a go to come down over 2 weekends, the last weekend in November and the first weekend in December, to come down and just paint for 3 hours, give it a go. For the well-being, exactly, come on down. For the well-being benefits of fresh air, it's easy to do that safe social distancing, creativity makes you feel good. People like to look at what artists do. We found last year when we launched it that the less proficient enjoyed it probably even more than the professionals, because it's just about giving it a go. So we had kids with their dads, everybody. And we also are offering prizes. So we've got 4 $1,000 prizes for amateurs, professionals, abstract artists and representational, because I wanted to make sure everybody's got the opportunity.
That sounds absolutely awesome. I might be jump in the car. I'll bring my canvas down. We should come down and cover that and do a little story on it. It sounds a fabulous day.
Please do, because it is a visual symphony. And the thing about on plein air activity, which is the French expression for painting in the outdoors, is it's non-competitive. You pick your own spot. You can draw or sketch or paint how you feel or what you're looking at. And at the end of it, we're doing an exhibition of everybody's work, and we'll go online with that as well. I've also just launched a photographic exhibition called Bay Windows, and that will be going up on the giant inner red walls of the park in May, because given that restrictions are unfolding, I wanted to give everybody who we've invited to participate an opportunity to come down and take an interesting shot of the city of Port Phillip.
That is brilliant and so proactive, the whole lot, and positive and fun and innovative and resilient, of course, because loving it. Well, I think we'll be loading up the unit truck here and we'll come down. What's the date for the big outdoor painting one again?
28th and 29th of November, and then the 5th and 6th of December, so from 10 in the morning till 4:30. The other thing I'd like to share with artists and arts managers about what we've been doing is, since the COVID hit, we've been working with our 16 on-site resident artists and the wider community to offer them practical advice and assistance through this. So things like ensuring they're updated with all the available grants on offer and financial packages as well. And as well as touching base through phone calls, etc., because artists are isolated in the first place, and their studios are that amazing creative hub. And if you can't go to that, then that doubles your sense of isolation. So we've been working hard as a team to make sure that all our visual and performing artists, that we touch base with them, that we send them the information to help them, that's helped them get through this terrible period of no income and feeling locked inside.
How good. That is so absolutely supportive, and that is what artists need. And sometimes, especially at the moment, some could need it desperately. So it's great to know that they can go straight to Gasworks and get that. Now, is that all information there online, all uploaded via Gasworks? So let's just go to the website?
Well, they can about our upcoming activities. So it's just Gasworks.
Yeah, the Gasworks.
They can. But also, if there's any artists out there who do feel they're floundering, I have a really open door policy, particularly on our farmers markets. I'm really happy to be contacted. If anybody just wants to chat. We've also opened our doors beginning in late November. We're doing short-term residencies for young artists to come and share a studio space for 10 weeks, where we'll mentor them, not just through the art itself, but with marketing and development and professional development as well during those periods. So we're opening our doors to artists outside of our own 16-strong community of resident artists.
It's been great catching up with you today, Tracey. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share what we're doing, and also to remind everybody in the artistic world out there, hold the course, peeps. We are strong, we are resilient. And as Joe Strummer once said from The Clash, no input, no output. So during these difficult times, it can become grist for your mill. So stay the course.
Gasworks Arts Park is the City of Port Phillip's vibrant arts precinct, producing a range of high-quality arts programs, workshops and activities for all ages. Gasworks contains theatres, gallery spaces, a cafe, function and workshop spaces and a once-a-month farmers market. The arts community has 15 studio artists in residence, ranging from visual arts, sculptures, ceramics and jewellery. Originally the South Melbourne gas plant that was formed in 1872, it supplied gas, operating 24 hours a day and employing several hundred men. Coal was hauled from the town pier at the end of Bay Street, Port Melbourne by horse-drawn tram. In 1986, the old South Melbourne Gasworks was recreated as Gasworks Arts Park. On 8 acres of beautiful parkland, Gasworks is now a thriving community arts centre owned by the City of Port Phillip. Visitors and audiences can buy paintings, ceramics or jewellery direct from the artist, organic foods from the growers at the farmers market, fresh homemade meals from the cafe, or enjoy new performance works in the theatres. To find out what is happening at Gasworks with exhibitions, shows and workshops during and after COVID, simply visit their website www.gasworks.org.au. That's all for this week. If you'd like to contact us, just send us an email at ideas@studioemedia.com.au. Thanks for watching. See you next time.